自分を過小評価してはいけないわ。
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Immovables League Tournament, Day 3. We've got Team YATO on the blue side up against Team Akatsuki on the red side. As we can see, Team YATO have went with the Eudora ban. Meanwhile, Xbox has been banned by the side of Team Akatsuki. The second ban coming up as Sun. That's a smart ban. That's a really smart ban, I must say, because Sun apparently has that potential to dominate in his lane as soon as he gets in that War Axe and Demon Hunter Sword combined with the Corrosion Scythe. He becomes almost unstoppable. A tank without a Dominant Scythe is not even a tank. So, Harley coming up as the final ban for the first phase of the bans, which apparently leaves YVE open, which YATO are hovering for now. I suppose they are going to lock in the YVE. Yep, it is the Eve. It's gonna be an Eve composition. I possibly might see a Farsa comp coming from the side of Akatsuki, though they have went with the Lunox as well as the Purple and Koopa for the first two picks. All the guys that are actually praising me for my commentary, thanks a lot. Okay, so it's the YATO's chance now. I feel like they're gonna go for their roamer and a side laner for these two picks. Potentially a Benedetta. Okay, they are going for a Benedetta, a very decent pick. She can be played in the jungle, she can be played in the off lane. They have got their Akai for as their tank, and we know how insanely good Akai is. It's Akatsuki's turn for the last picking phase, for the not the picking phase, for the last pick of the first picking phase. Currently looking at the composition of Team YATO, I must say that they'll be focused on this YVE Akai, and they will also be dependent on the setups that are going to be provided by that Akai. For the early game, it's just gonna be little poke coming in from Eve. As soon as we reach the mid game, if YV decides to go for the Genius one, she can apparently dish out enough damage to finish off even Yu Zhong if he's not careful. While talking about that, we have the Yu Zhong pick coming in from Team Akatsuki, and a Brody ban coming in from their side, denying that Brody pick to Team YATO. A very wise decision, I must say. It's Team YATO's turn to ban. I suppose they're gonna go with a Roger ban, probably, because Team Akatsuki, they do lack a hyper, but they're going for the Barats ban. They don't want to face that side laner. We know how insanely good Barats is right now. Probably the best side laner for now in that fighters department. Okay, so Team Akatsuki apparently faced the YVE comp last time as well, I suppose, and they did not manage to secure the win. Let's see if they can break that chain. They are hovering onto that Roger, and yes, they will be looking that as well, going in for the Roger as their hyper. A very strong composition coming in from Team Akatsuki up till now, I must say. All they need is a one decent side laner and they'll be good to go. It will just come down to the execution department. YATO going to finish up their draft. Let's see what they are going to go for. They do need a hyper. Granger, a very wise decision for their hyper, as well as that Ruby for the side lane. Ruby, a very good hero. You know, she depends on the lifesteal, that is the spell vamp right now, and the amount of health she regains that she gets back using a skill 1 skill 2 combination. It's just absurd. If you don't have a necklace up in the mid game, or a dominance eyes, or even a sea halberd, Ruby will literally become unstoppable. She can get back her to her full HP from the last bar of HP by just using a skill 1 onto the minions. We can see Team Akatsuki have locked in the Diggy as their final pick. A very good choice, I must say. So this means their purple will go in the side lane. They're gonna go with Diggy as their tank, Lunux as their mage, Roger will be their jungler, and okay, purple is apparently running on the support emblem. Meanwhile, Diggy is on mage emblem. Whoa, Akatsuki are breaking. They are apparently doing what I cannot guess, what even we all cannot guess right here. They're going with the purple as their standard tank or the roamer that we know. They're going with the Diggy as their damage dealer, and most probably Lunux will go in the off lane. Okay, they pulled out a smart move, I must say. I kind of like Diggy with the mage emblem and that magic belt because he pokes a lot. If you don't play safe around his bombs, then he can apparently drain you out in no time. So we are in the land of dawn, guys. It's Team YATO up against Team Akatsuki. Let's see who gets this win in the first match of the day 3 of Immovables League Tournament. It's just what I guessed. Lunux in the side lane, she'll be up against the Benedetta in the top side. Meanwhile, Ruby and Kyojin will be going against each other in the bottom lane. YVE looking in that bush, looking for some poke. Roger going in for his buff as well. The contest around the little might be possible, but Granger will take it without any problem. Akai looking a little bit low, and there's no need to worry though. He is apparently using up. He's standing on those purple traps so that they don't get the vision in for the bushes for a longer duration of time. Yes, one thing that I actually forgot to mention, Purple and Koopa as well as Diggy, they both provide a lot of vision. So Akatsuki will be having that map control. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, if Yuzhong does not play safe, it might be troublesome. Akai looking for an engage, possibly an invasion. No, it's just normal poking going around. Both teams playing very decent, very safe, very slowly. It's most probably going to be a slow game, and the first fight will be around the turtle, or maybe not. Yuzhong's flicker is already out. There's the Rogers. Lycan pounds Granger dangerously low. There comes the crowd control of Ruby. There's the Death Sonata and the Void Crystal for YVE. There's the real world manipulation, securing the first blood onto that Yuzhong. And this time they want more blood. Roger going in. He needs to get back right there. And this is finally the disengage 1-0 trade in favor of Team not Akatsuki, YATO. Surprisingly enough, they're not apparently going in for the turtle, and that is a smart decision, that I must say, because Granger was apparently low, and Roger, if he would have found him in a good position, would have taken out Granger easily. So smart plays coming in from both the teams. There goes in the light ultimate of Lunux quite early, avoiding the damage from the Phantom Flash by Benedetta. I guess it's called the Phantom Flash. I have apparently no idea of the name of the skills of Benedetta. Okay, Akai might be looking for some danger. Poke coming in from Popol as well as the bombs of Diggy. You know, this is one more thing. Look at the top lane. Benedetta seems to be falling down with the damage of Roger as well as Lunux, while Team YATO directly jumping in for that turtle. Akai is apparently low. He is not yet level 4. There comes in the stun knockup of Popol and Diggy, and there goes down Akai, and this will be a sign for Team YATO to they should disengage. Apparently they are not. Roger secures the turtle. Granger being caught in a very bad position and being slain off. I guess this is the time for YVE to go down as well. Double kill for Popol and Koopa. That's a 3-4-0 trade in favor of Team Akatsuki, and by 3 I mean the 1 kill in the top lane as well. as well as the turtle. So it was a very good skirmish won by them. Looking at the bottom side, Ruby seems to be in not so good position. She has to recall, yes, and this means a chance to secure the goal from the turret. Okay, Granger using his Death Sonata, trying to get in the vision onto that buff, onto that bush. Meanwhile, Benedetta being deleted from the map off camera, and both the teams going in back for their farming. Looking at the way how Akatsuki are playing right now, I'm apparently very impressed by their game, because in the top lane it's Lunax winning against Benedetta. Meanwhile, bottom lane is more like a stalemate between Yuzhong and Ruby, and YVE has not been able to bring in those impressive real world manipulation plays. So she is also being targeted by Yuzhong at the perfect time. This is how apparently they won the turtle fight. Turtle is up yet again now, so it's still in the bot lane. We might see another possible skirmish. Roger will go in for the turtle as he has taken his blue buff. There's the look at the poke damage. Akai is almost 50% HP. He's using that regen, but that's forms of Diggy. Okay, there goes in Akai. He has jumped in but is not in a good position. Use the Hurricane Dance. It's the disengage. Yuzhong in his Black Dragon form. Akai is dangerously low. There goes in Yuzhong targeting the YVE. Zoning out Ruby as well. Easy turtle for Team Akatsuki. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Lunax secures another kill against that Benedetta. Akatsuki are playing very good. Really, really good. And I feel like it's time for Benedetta to apparently switch lanes with Ruby, because she is not being able to pressurize Lunax while Lunax is securing those kills, getting in that farm, and she is the one with the highest farm. She went with the Lightning Truncheon as the first item. Though the standard build is making a Clock of Destiny first and then going for the Lightning Truncheon, but she went with the Lightning Truncheon first, and it's working for Lunax, It's good enough if that works for you. Looking at the builds of both the teams, we can see that Roger has gotten that Pentoker, is going in for that endless battle. Not a huge gold lead advantage, just 100 from YVE, but it's still decent. He is not lacking behind, that's one thing. The top lane turret finally falls down. And I guess so Benedetta is finally asking for the switch, going in the bottom lane now. That's wise decision, though it's extremely late in the game, but yes, it's still wise. Purple setting up yet again the traps. They will be looking for this turtle as well. Very composed play coming in from Akatsuki. Meanwhile, Yato, they do have that range, and look at the damage. Akai almost falling down by just the poke damage. Yuzhong using his Black Dragon form, zoning out Akai as well as Ruby, and there's another switch from Akatsuki. This time Yuzhong going back in the top lane. The middle lane, Benedetta as well as YV have to retrieve a perfect setup from Team Akatsuki. There's the Hurricane Dance, pinning down the... Okay, Akai apparently falls down by Lunax. That was a good outplay coming in from her side. YVE secures the kill onto the Popol and Koopa with the real world manipulation. Shut down by the Ruby and a turtle. Steal as well. Roger in a bad position and finished off. There goes down Yuzhong. That's a 4-for-1 trade and losing the turtle. This fight, that fight, she has gotten the dominance ice already, as well as the Heart's Claw, so she will be getting in that region. Bottom lane, Benedetta will be looking for the clearing the top wave. Meanwhile, bottom sides, there might be a possibility of a gank. Akai has already spot out Popol and Koopa. Alarm bombs of Diggy coming in. I must say, I haven't seen Diggy making a huge impact in this game. I want to see at least one good ultimate. There's the Hurricane Dance trying to pin the Yuzhong down. Ruby's ultimate has also been utilized. The Bite M Koopa did not manage to catch anyone, so that will be disengaged from both teams. Smart decision by YATO, I must say. They utilized 2 ultimate without securing any objective. They wanted to pin down that Kyojin, but they did not manage to do that, and that was a smart disengage. Benedetta needs to, I suppose, leave the turret because she might fall down. There comes in the ultimate of Benedetta. She is dangerously low right there, but she will manage to escape. Look at that HP. No way you can escape in that HP. Will not help that much against her right now. She will be dealing absurd amount of damage if not caught off position, though the Rhapsody, and there's the Death Sonata as well, but manages to escape in the nick of an HP. That flicker, though at one point I thought that Death Sonata might get a kill, might secure a kill. Okay, and this time it's Diggy who is being caught off position and has been finished off. Akai is extremely low and he was finished off as well. Granger securing a kill onto the Lunox while Yuzhong coming in at the perfect time in his Black Dragon form. That's a 4-for-2 trade in favor of Team Akatsuki. They will be directly looking for this Lord as the Retribution user, that is Granger, is down for the side of Team YATO. Will Ruby manage to secure a steal, or will she stay at a safe distance? No, she does stays at a safe distance. Ruby does not want to get over aggressive. Smart decision, though it is, I guess, a Luminous Lord, so it's possible that their tier 1s will be going down, and most probably, worst case scenario, tier 2 as well. Bottom lane tier 1 is down already. Lord is coming in from the top side. Benedetta will most probably look for the split push, but Yuzhong is already there to, hinder her plans. Looking at the farm difference right now, it's Team Akatsuki back again with the goal lead of 2k. I must say, Akai is being stopped perfectly by that Popol and Koopa. As well as that Diggy. There comes in Akai. Diggy has popped up his ultimate way too early, I must say. I guess Team Akatsuki should retreat right now. There's the Hurricane Dance, but it's got no one. The knockup coming in from Popol and Koopa. Akai in a very bad position and will be finished off. There comes in Yuzhong. Even Granger seems to be in bad position. Ruby coming in from the flank. There's the Benedetta's ultimate, catching absolutely no one. Ruby falls off to the damage of Lunox. Yuzhong wants more blood. Look at that, finishing off Granger between 3 people. Real world manipulation extremely late. Diggy got his ultimate back and saved his teammate from the wrath of YVE. A 4-for-0 trade in favor of Team Akatsuki. They are looking extremely strong right now, I must say, but look at the goal difference. It was 3k, but it will surely increase now. Tier 2s are being taken down. Mid lane tier 2 has fallen as well. It's just the inhibitors right now. Turret difference in favor of Akatsuki. They're up by 4 turrets. The next Lord will be spawning in 110 seconds, and that will be the next objective which Team Akatsuki will go for. Now, since it's the late game, I feel like it's gonna be Team Akatsuki who will be standing strong, because Granger falls off quite a lot. Granger falls off quite a lot in the late game. Meanwhile, Team Akatsuki went with a Lunox, and Lunox scales extremely hard, and so does Roger. He gets quite an amount of lifesteal from his items. And talking about items, look at the itemization. Yuzhong has gotten his Brute Force Immortality as well. He went with the CD reduction boots to make up with that 40% CD that he might be losing for that Oracle. He is most probably going in for the Queen's Wings right now. While looking at the farm of Yato, it's YVE on the top, and she has gotten that Lightning Truncheon as well as the Clock of Destiny. She will be dealing quite an amount of damage. But there's one drawback with that build, that you cannot play as a utility mage. You will be bursting down enemies, that is for sure, but if you are being targeted, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to escape, because you will not be getting as much slow effect as you get with the Ice Queen Wand build. So she will be losing onto that, but okay, she has gotten the Ice Queen Wand as well. So is the Necklace, Ice Queen Wand, Lightning Truncheon and Clock of Destiny up for YVE. She is going to be extremely dangerous and needs to be targeted by Yuzhong in the fight, or at least Diggy should be using his ultimate on perfect time just to save his teammate from the real world manipulation. Look at the traps of Purple and Koopa. In every bush which Akai goes in, there's a trap waiting for him yet again in the bush near the purple buff. Team Akatsuki is setting up for that Lord. Yato knows that Akai is, soaking up all the traps. But the poke is quite a lot for him to handle that. I must say that. Because he is already down to 70% of his HP and he needs to be little safe, because Lunox will surely be bursting him down. He has gotten the Athena shield, but since Lunox has gotten that Divine Glaive, it won't save him that much. Both the teams being extremely cautious. Akai doing the same things, soaking up all the traps. In the bot lane, it's Benedetta and Lunox. Lunox is clearing the way. Popo just poking that Lord a little bit to bait out Team Yato. And Akai, oh my goodness, what a finish! He was caught in one time and then he was finished off. Granger seems to be in a very difficult position as well. There comes in the knockup. Ruby seems to be in trouble. Now there's the flicker ultimate combination, and Roger will be finished off by the real world manipulation. There comes 2 kills secured. Ruby is still running strong. She is low on HP, but she's gotten that immortality shut down onto that Yuzhong as well. It's a 3-for-1 trade overextension by Team Akatsuki. Popol will fall as well. Immortality is already down. There's the Rhapsody for the finish. Lord time. It is Lord time for Team Yato. They will definitely take that Lord. It's just Lunox left defending the lanes for the side of Team Akatsuki. It was an overextension coming in from Team Akatsuki. Yuzhong went in. He called out his teammates, but they should have retreated on time. They secured the kill onto that Akai. They had to go for the Lord at that time, but they went in for the chase, went in to secure the kills. And the worst part of it is that they focused on Ruby. They should not have focused on to Ruby. If they went in, they should have gone in for the Granger or YVE. But they were way far from them. They were in apparently the safe range. So that should have been a proper retreat from Team Akatsuki. But they did not do that. And let's hope that they did not throw the game with that play, because Lord is marching down the mid lane. Akai might be looking for a setup. Diggy is using his bombs just to lower the Lord down. He will be dashing onto the mid lane turret. Flicker out for Lunox in the top side, just so she does not get caught. Lord has been taken care of. Yuzhong meanwhile handling the bottom lane. Top lane minions have been cleared as well. A good defense coming in from Team Akatsuki right there, but the mid lane inhibitor is low, so they have to clear the minion waves on perfect time, just so it does not fall off to the minion damage. You might see a skirmish on the bottom side. Diggy finished off with the Rhapsody by Granger. Diggy did not anticipate that much damage coming in from Granger, that much damage output from Granger at this late in the game. He was literally deleted with one Rhapsody. Will be trying to irritate them. There goes an Akai with the concussive flicker being used. He has gotten Roger as well as use of real world manipulation. Ruby finishing off Yuzhong as well. Roger will be finished off by YVE. Double kill for it. Just Popol and Cooper remaining, trying to defend the waves. There's a mid wave. It's gonna take quite some time. It will be Diggy who will come up first. I don't think so. It's gonna be an easy defense. There's the mid lane wave. That was a 4 for 0 trade in favor of Team Yato. There's the ultimate of Akai yet again, and Team Yato going in for the base have secured this game. GGWP. Akatsuki were playing so good from that early game to mid game. They just made that one overextending play and they threw up the whole match. I was actually enjoying this game so much. They were shutting down that Akai very beautifully. Diggy using his skill too, as well as Popol and Koopa going up with his bite and Koopa as well as his knock up during his ultimate to stop that Akai from his ultimate with that one good play from Akai using that invisibility from the roam boots that you get, using his flicker to get Yuzhong as well as Roger towards his teammate. Perfect timing, real world manipulation, as well as the ultimate of Ruby. Securing the game for Team Yato. That's the first match for the evening, guys. But stay tuned, we'll be having two more matches and we will be back in 5 minutes. Okay, I am back. I am finally back again after quite a long wait. Both the teams are ready. Let's see some of the comments. Age of Plan, fully powered Xgen will win against Kyojin. Let's see to that. Okay, so we are back, guys, into the draft. That's gonna be Team Xgen on the blue side up against Team Kyojin on the red side. So looking up to the bands, it's the Xbox band coming in from Team Xgen. Well, I kinda expected Xgen to pick Xbox, but they banned it as the first ban. There goes down Harley as well. They are basically coming in the standard bans for each and every match these days. It's Xbox, Harley. Those two basically are permanent ban. Even Eudora, they don't leave Eudora open quite often because she can be extremely annoying. And yes, guys, the Jaeger is playing. So I must say, I've apparently been seeing his name in the comments quite a lot. Fan favorite, I see. There goes down the Purple and Koopa as well. So these are the standard bans coming in front of us right now, but still the draft is pretty open. Eve, Lunax, both are open. Even Benedetta is open. There goes down Lunax as the first pick for the side of Team Xgen. Answering back by Kyojin. I'm getting a feeling of Barats because it's still open. It's still very annoying in the side lane. But then again, he can be melted by Lunax. That is one thing. There's the Esmeralda being picked by the side of Kyojin. I must say, I'm not a big fan of Esmeralda pick in this situation because she will be up against a Lunax which technically counters her. There goes the YVE as well for the side of Kyojin. So they will be going with the YVE comp. And I forgot to mention, actually, in the previous game, it was the first time in this league tournament that YVE comp won. YVE had 0% win rate before that. So that's one good thing. I guess it's a good day for YVE and the blue side. Because it was the first win for the blue side as well as a YVE comp. There's the Barats as well as Mathilda being picked by the side of Team Xgen. Let's see what Kyojin has to answer that. Well, but I must say that Mathilda being picked up and they'll be up against Esmeralda, they'll be basically giving her a free shield. And down goes Chow as well for Team Kyojin. Now looking forward to the bans. I feel like they're gonna go for the hyper ban because both the teams they apparently need the hyper as well as the side laners. Yuzhong is a decent ban as well. Let's see what Team Xgen decides to go with. Will it be a side laner? I most probably think it should be a roamer. Someone in the tank role because Team Kyojin they're gonna go with that Roger ban, a decent ban. Both the teams they've gone in with the decent bans. Now it's up to Kyojin to decide which one they're gonna go for. Will it be the roamer? Will it be the jungler? Or it might be possible they're gonna go for another side lane pick because Chow can be played as the tank, and that is exactly what they decide going in with that Sun pick. Though personally I'm not a very big fan of Sun, but yeah, he is a decent hero since the rework over him they've added a new skill which is very good for chasing the enemies as well as escaping. So as well as the Demon Hunter and War Axe Corrosion Side comp works extremely well with that Sun. Final two picks coming from Team X, and it's going to be a Lapu Lapu and a Jaeger Claude. I have seen him playing Claude and I pretty much like his Claude. So we're going to witness a jungler Claude in this game. Though I feel like that the jungler Claude is kinda slow because the damage from his ultimate has been reduced significantly. Plus the now he apparently needs both Demon Hunter Sword as well as Golden Staff to dish out that, melting damage. Lolita will be selected as the final pick for the side of Team Kyojin. Lolita using a skill 2 during the ultimate of Claude technically counters him, but I personally feel like Beleric would have been better because Beleric basically attacks Claude, and if you can make a blade armor and go with a vengeance on a Beleric, Claude will delete himself. Like, not even kidding, Claude will delete himself. Vengeance and a blade armor combination is so OP right now that even if a Moscow with decent amount of regen tries to finish you off, he will lose at least 50% of his HP in the process. And 50% of HP just for hitting you is quite a lot. So we are in the land of Dawn, guys. It's gonna be Team Xgen on the blue side up against Team Kyojin on the red side. Let's see who gets the win in this match. It's gonna be a Sun as the jungler for the side of Kyojin. It's gonna be the first jungler Sun in this tournament, I must say. Lolita being chunked out quite a little bit by the Mathilda as well as whereas both are in the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, it's just gonna be the Lunox up against the YVE in the mid lane. Esmeralda, she's gonna go a little strong against the Lapu Lapu in the top lane. That's one thing quested by Esmeralda. It's a 1 minute pause for each team. So it's Kyojin who have used up their pause. So. Looking at the draft from both the side, I feel it's clear from the draft that Team Xgen will be looking to that mid and late game. They have that Claw, they have that Lunox, they have that Barats. They are going to be extremely strong in the mid to late game. And for early game, they have that Mathilda to deal that poke damage to keep Team Kyojin in check. While looking at the composition for the side of Team Kyojin, they've got the Sun, they've got YVE, and since they've got YVE, they'll be looking to that YVE focused main damage. Because YV, if you've got a YV, then your full composition revolves around her. You need to apparently protect her because she's extremely immobile during her ultimate. And they're running with the Sun jungler. So he apparently needs his Demon Hunter to shred the enemies. But that doesn't mean that he can't dominate without Demon Hunter. He can just go in for the Corrosion Scythe War Axe and he will be dealing significant amount of damage. Meanwhile, Esmeralda being falling off for the first blood in the top side by the hands of Lapu Lapu. They did manage to cut the way and most probably we're gonna have a restart. Yes, the match will be restarted because of the fact that there was network issue, lag issue. We don't want any lag issues in this tournament because we want to see both the teams playing at full potential. Draft will remain the same for both the sides. So guys, just stay tuned. I'll be re-invited in the lobby. Let's hope. Let's hope they don't decide to kick out the streamer and start the match without the streamer. Okay, let's reduce the bitrate a little bit. I'm trying these things for the first time though. I have apparently no idea what it does. Yes, Tarun, absolutely. If there are issues, then it's no fun watching. It's no fun even playing. Imagine using your skills and getting the response half a second later. It's just so irritating. Here comes in the invite. So I am back in the lobby. It's a different host this time. It's a host from the side of Team Kyojin. Just as I said, the draft will remain the same for both the teams. Yes, yes, same draft. Even the spells will remain the same, obviously. Yes, this it's same draft, obviously, absolutely. Wrestlers go, John Cena go, quite a lot of fans for the side of Kyojin, I must say. Nice keyboard. Yeah, apparently it's a very nice keyboard. I enjoy it as well. I've been showing this keyboard on the stream for 3 continuous days now. Beautiful keyboard, beautiful one. Well, apparently this is the only time where I can show off my keyboard because after this will be in the match and I don't want to disturb you guys by showing. Okay, you guys know what I want to say. Waiting for the host to start the match so that I can continue saying some things which you guys probably don't even understand. Even I don't understand sometimes what I'm trying to say, like right now. Go hugs? Who are hugs? All right, so we are back into the drafting phase. It's gonna be troll bands because it's gonna be same picks for both the teams. So that's always they're gonna go for troll bands. The draft will be totally same for both the teams. Kyojin are taking their time, I must say. Testing the patience of each and everyone.
準備はいい？出発だよ。
Why is they wasting time though? I have absolutely no clue about that. No clue.
真の愛は血の
Oh, the band of Carmilla. I personally like Carmilla.
暴れてやろうぜ
I played Carmilla with a vengeance and she's absolutely beast. She tanks a lot of damage in that mid to late game. She gets extremely tanky. It's basically one of my personal favorite heroes when it comes to the supports. Plus, she's cute. So yeah, that's one thing as well.
猫の妖精なのだにゃ友達になってくれるにゃ
I feel like you guys might also be hearing it in Japanese. I just downloaded Japanese today. You know, man of culture I am.
沈みゆく夕日の中で希望の羽が羽ばたく
さあさあ商売商売勉強になってクソくらいで
アーゼルタの砂には
Okay, so we finally have all the 10 heroes in the lobby right now. It's gonna be a Sun Hyper up against a Claude Hyper. Ooh, there's one thing, the emblem of Lunox. The emblem of Lunox. I guess it's because of the glitch of the game. Hope this does not require another restart. That's an unfortunate. That's literally an unfortunate thing.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
We'll see to that since we are back in the land of dawn. It's gonna be
5
Team
seconds till the
Xgen
enemy reaches the
up
battle.
against Team
Smash.
Kyojin yet again.
All troops deployed.
So since I was discussing about the draft, the game, which part of the game is going to be dominated by which team, it's going to be early game domination by Kyojin. They have that YVE, they have that Sun, they get online very quickly in the game, while it takes quite some time for Lunox as well as Cloud to get in their damage. So looking at the mid lane, just normal poke going around by YVE and Lunox. There comes in Mathilda. She might deal quite some damage to YVE. She is safe for now. Bottom side is going to be Esmeralda up against Lapu Lapu yet again. Decent rotations, no early invades from either side. They're just going in with the standard farming route. Sun is going in for his red buff now. It's quite slow, I must say. He went in for the green creep and litho wanderer first. Meanwhile, mid lane still just normal pokes. YV is a little low there. And the top lane is going to be a Barats up against a Chow, and it's obvious that Barats will be the one dominating. Barats will be the one dominating his lane. We might see an early aggression from YV. Look at that. Sun seems to be in trouble, but it's his clone. Haha. Even I got confused in that. Look at that. Chow kinda off position. No, he's got his Jeet Kundo and Shunpur to escape Barats as well as Lunox. Turtle is already up. Extremely slow game, I must say. There goes in Sun with his two clones to go in for the turtle. Look at those clones. Stupid clones targeting Barats and not helping Sun with the turtle. And then Moonton says that they've apparently made those clones smarter. Okay, so still they apparently just poked the turtle a little bit, disturbed his position and went back with the normal rotation. Bottom side, Esmeralda might be in trouble. That's the wave being cut by the side of Team Xgen right there. They will be looking for the turtle fight, I must say. Litho Wanderer, you will probably fail UPSC. I won't even try to give UPSC exam. Little Wanderer was being taken, but there's a beautiful ultimate of Lolita. Lunox seems to be in trouble. She has her light from the Lapu Lapu coming in with his ultimate and the raging slash. There's the real world manipulation. Barats as well as joining the fight. Chow coming in, but he does not manage to get into position to land the way of the dragon. Disengage coming in from both the teams. I'm quite surprised that there was no casualty in that previous skirmish between these two teams. They both are playing extremely slow. No early aggression from either side of the team, playing it extremely safe. Xgen going in for the turtle. Kyojin knows that. They are joining in as well. There's the turtle being slain by Claude, the bat ultimate as well. There's the Tetona's welcome onto that Lolita. She will be finished off. That's the first blood. Chow coming in. Lunox going in with her light ultimate, trying to get the kill. Flicker coming up for Chow to save his life, but will he be saved? There are 4 members of Team Xgen in the top side, though none of them have the ultimates yet. Okay, Chow will retreat a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna be top lane goal taken by the side of Team Xgen. It's gonna be, they're gonna give them a significant amount of goal lead. Even the top lane tier 1 will be taken down by Xgen. That's quite early in this game, I must say. It's not even 5 minutes. They managed to take a full gold as well as the turret of that top side, and the next turtle will be spawned in the top lane as well, which is going to give them the advantage. Meanwhile, bottom side, it's yet again Lapu Lapu and Esmeralda in a stalemate. Lapu is playing safe. He knows that Esmeralda is stronger than him in the laning phase. Looking at both teams right now, Esmeralda has to retreat. She has been chunked quite low. Bottom lane turret being chunked a lot, but it will stay intact as the minions fall off. Looking at the farm right now, it's Lapu Lapu with the most amount of gold. He is going in for the Sea Halberd directly after his Bloodlust Axe. Claude, there goes in. Claude with his ultimate. YB seems to be in danger. Will she survive? Yes, she does. No! There's the flicker as well as brilliance coming in by Luna's flicker ultimate by Lolita as well, but she was finished off by Mathilda. Look at the damage coming in from the side of Team Xgen, right? The Raging Slash just to zone out the members of Kyojin Tier 1 down in the mid lane as well. And they will be going in for the buffs. Now it's going to be extremely difficult for Sun to farm. He will not be having any buff for him. One was taken by the Claude, the other one is being contested right now, and Lunax manages to secure that one. That's extremely unfortunate. Very good engage is coming in from the side of Team Xgen right there. Claude had his Demon Hunter and he knew that he will be able to dish out quite a lot of damage onto YVE as he had already 10 stacks and he just went on with it. That was a very good ultimate from Claude. Looking at the goal difference right now, it's a 4k goal lead for Team Xgen as well as a 2-0 turret lead in their favor. Team Kyojin needs to get back, because as late as this game goes, the stronger Team Xgen will become. They have the Lunos that scales really well. They've got that Barrage who's extremely tanky.
Team turret has been destroyed.
Meanwhile, bottom lane tier 1 taken down as well. Esmeralda cannot defend the lane against 3 people right there. While top side, I don't see Team Kyojin ganking the Barats. The blazing duet yet again being used. Lolita popping her shield as well. She is extremely low. The Chaos Assault was enough to finish her off. YVE being caught off position and finished off by Mathilda as well. That's going to be a mid tier 2, most probably down, and the buff will go, that's for sure. The Sun Hyper not proving to be very good for the side of Kyojin. I must say Claude is targeting YVE extremely well. They could have possibly went in for a Saber Hyper just to finish off that Claude, but Claude was apparently picked the last in the draft, so Kyojin had apparently no way to counter that. And the draft I'm talking about, the first draft, not the one which we just saw. It was basically the draft for the rematch. Bottom lane tier 2 will fall down right now. There's no one defending that lane. It'll be the minions taking down tower. And looking at the mid lane, Chao, he might have been caught, but he knew his limits. He did not overstep. The turtle will spawn yet again in a couple of seconds. Let's see if Team Xgen go for it. Yes, Mathilda has started it so that it does not reset at the 9-minute mark. And Claude will be joining in to take that turtle. Team Kyojin are at no position to contest this one. They are behind in 6k. They are behind 6k. Look at that goal lead. Team Kyojin, they need to regroup. They need to re-strategize, and they need to act slowly, because they now need to take it to the late game. They have to, because as they need to get in that tankiness of Esmeralda. Even YVE needs to get in some items just to deal some damage right now. Sun is not being I guess very useful, very impactful in this game. He is being easily stopped by Claude, and he is not getting that position. Sun has finally managed to secure his corrosion site right now. Top lane, we might see a possible skirmish right there. Seeing at the slow effect, I guess YVE has gone in for the Ice Queen wand. Looking at the itemizations, it's Esmeralda with the highest farm. While for the side of the Kyojin, Claude has already gotten his Demon Hunter Golden Staff as well as his Brute Force Breastplate. Mid lane tier 2 might fall off most probably, but YVE has her Void Crystal. No, the mid lane turret goes down. Chao trying to be a sneaky player, just waiting in that bush for someone. Top lane tier 2 might be the next target for the side of Team Xgen right now. The score is 5-0. The goal lead is 7k in favor of Team Xgen. Lord will be spawning up in 25 seconds, and that's going to be the next place of contest for Kyojin as well as Xgen. Team Kyojin, they are apparently back to their bases right now. They've just got their inhibitors left, so if one of them gets caught off guard, then it's gonna be a GG. They are not letting them take the turret. Down goes YVE. There's the ultimate of Lolita as well, but catches no one. Did I say just turret? I actually meant buff. I'm sorry for that. Team Xgen don't want Team Kyojin to take any buff. They are contesting even for the green creeps. Look at that, Lolita being caught off position and will be finished or will be punished for that. Lord is up. This is a perfect time to take Lord for the side of Team Kyojin, or is it? Look at that, Chao being chunked out quite a lot by that Claude, the golden staff passive. Chao falling in front of them. He apparently wanted to bait out a blazing duet, but Team Xgen knew what he was up to, and they are going in for that Lord. Team Kyojin are in no place to contest for that one. Down goes the Lord. Let's see, I guess it is the enhanced Lord. I guess it's the enhanced Lord. I didn't pay quite attention to that. I apologize. Looking at the laning now, it's just the inhibitors remaining. So it's going to be extremely difficult for the side of Team Kyojin to defend this Lord unscratched, because as soon as that blazing duet comes in, if Chao manages to land in a good way of the dragon onto that Claude, then it's going to be easy defense. Otherwise it's going to be extremely difficult. YVE is going 0-3. She needs to get in good position because she is being targeted by Claude, and there's apparently no one who can stop that Claude except that Cho. Lolita does have her stun, but it does not cancel the blazing duet. Look at that Claude crashing in the mid lane turret. There's the Lolita's ultimate catching absolutely no one. She has used up her flicker as well. There down goes the bottom side inhibitor as well as the top lane. Chao did manage to secure the kill onto that Lapu. He seems to be in a very difficult position. He has retreated. The real world manipulation coming in. There's no more ultimate of Claude as well. Down goes Lunax. She could not escape the real world manipulation, but look at that. Bharat's locking onto the base. He needs to retreat. Flicker has been popped off. Double kill for Sun, securing the kill onto Claude. And down goes Bharat as well. It's a successful defense, not the best one possible, I must say, since there are no more inhibitors left. Bharat wanted to go in for a cheeky or a sneaky play, securing the base, but it did not land in that way. Now Team Kyojin will be looking for the push, since there's just Lapu up right now. Mathilda joins in right now. There down goes Lapu as well. He was basically deleted by that Sun. Look at the items. Sun has gotten his three major items. That's Vorax, Corrosion Sight and Demon Hunter. He has the Brute Force Breastplate for the movement speed, which you get from its passive, as well as the sustain. Now the turrets are going down. It's 7-6 kill difference. Slow game, guys. A very slow game from both the teams. Farm difference finally lowering down. It's 4k right now. Kyojin is catching up. Yes, absolutely. Kyojin is catching up. Winning conditions have changed right now. That was a very good real world manipulation by YVE in that scenario, I must say. And Claude did not have his blazing duet or battle mirror image to target YVE, and she was free to just finish off Lunas. Oh, whoa, whoa, Claude being sneaky, securing the blue buff with his retribution. Sun did not anticipate that. So Team Xgen still trying to deny as much farm as possible to Team Kyojin, and Kyojin are yet again back in their base. The only thing that's not working in their favor right now is the turrets, the lanes. There are mega minions in all three lanes. They will be pushing themselves. So Team Kyojin, they need to have at least 2 members continuously clearing the waves for top and bot lane. Lord will be up in 5 seconds, and look at the positioning of Team Xgen right there. They are just waiting for Lord to spawn. That's good positioning. Even that Lolita knows where Team Xgen might possibly be and is staying at a safe distance in the safe bush. Lord is here and Jaeger is started the Lord already. Barat scouting out Lolita right there. There comes in Sun. That's the light ultimate popped up by Lunax real world manipulation, and there's absolutely no one in there. Lord is still extremely low. Sun has managed to secure the Lord, and Baratz is looking low as well. He might fall off. Killing spree for Chao, securing the kill onto that Claude. Look at that Baratz. There's the Daytona's welcome landing in on, I don't know if it's Sun or is it's clone. It was apparently Sun. There's the Lunax coming in. Whoa, she was apparently deleted by Sun, securing a double kill. That's a 3-4-0 trade in favor of Team Kyojin, as well as a Lord steal. What a play. Kyojin, what a play. Sun being absolute menace for the side of Xgen. He has gotten the rose gold meteor as well, going strong. 5-0-2. Lord will be marching down the top lane while Kyojin will be pushing this mid lane. Mathilda and Lapu Lapu, the only ones trying to defend that lane. There comes in the ultimate of Lapu Lapu. He will be landing in that raging slash as well, but he will be finished off. Yes, Esmeralda for the kill. YBE has used up her ultimate. There comes in Cho with his knockup by Jeet Kundo as well as his ultimate. Team Kyojin, they are going in for Mathilda as well. She is extremely low. Sun will finish her off. Yes, Lunax manages to secure a kill onto Lolita. Esmeralda extremely low. Minions will be pushing in from mid lane as well as bot lane. Lord going in for the top lane turret. Look at that. Lunax, she might secure another kill. No, Sun did manage to stay safe, but he is still not recalling. He wants some blood right now. There's a real world manipulation yet again. Bharat will be finished off. That is for sure. And so will Lunax, legendary for Sun. And the match goes in favor of Team Kyojin. What a epic comeback. What an epic comeback, I must say. I was extremely surprised by the Sun hyper pick. It was not working out in the early game, but as soon as he got in that Demon Hunters team, Kyojin went up to the 5th gear and they did not stop. 8-0-3 Sun. Wow. What a game. What a game. Look at the damage output. Turret damage most is Sun. Highest team fight participation. Highest damage for his team as well. Claude was doing extremely well in the early game, but he fell off in that mid and late game. That was extremely surprising for me. Lunax managed to get the highest damage for her side, but she could not prevent this defeat for their team. And it's absolutely a comeback night, I agree. So that will be it for game number 2, guys. Stay tuned as we'll be having the 3rd match and the last match of the evening. I have to check which 2 teams are there, so just stay tuned. question, there was no voice because I was not saying anything, just checking out global squad leaderboards while waiting for everyone to get ready. Okay guys, so we are back again in the Immovables Tournament with the third and the last match of the evening, which is going to be between Team Immovables and Team Elysian. I guess it's Immovables on the blue side while Elysians are on the red side. Let's go in for the normal casting that the tournament. So this match will be casted by me, that is Kyojin, and my co-caster. Oh, there is no co-caster. So jumping right into the draft, we've got a Matilda being banned in by the blue side, while there's the Sun ban coming in from Team Elysian right there. Decent bans. I feel like there's going to be Eudora or a Harley ban. It's a YVE ban finally. She was left open for the previous two matches, but in this one she has been taken off the board, which leaves Eudora open, Harley open. Borg has been banned by the side of Elysian right now. It's Harley and Eudora, both of them are open. I suppose it's going to be a Eudora first pick. Lunax is on the table as well. I have to figure that out. It's Immovables who have to decide for that. Let's see. My bets are actually on Eudora. Basically, she counters Harley perfectly well, but it's Lunax being secured by the side of Immovables. They have Lunax as their priority pick, and down goes Eudora for Elysian. It's just as I expected. Eudora, Lunax, Harley, these three are the priority picks. I doubt that Team Elysian will go for a Harley. They're going for the Paquito as their pick. Very good, very strong side laner, I must say. He is extremely good. He is extremely aggressive, and he can stand even a Barats in the offlane. Looking for the picks of Team Immovables for the answer. They are hovering over Lapu Lapu, and they have logged it as well. They'll be finishing up their phase 1 draft by picking a Beatrix. The first Beatrix of this season. Most probably it's gonna go into the side lane if they decide to Lunax for their mage. They have not yet revealed their draft. It's very smart move coming in from the side of Team Immovables, because Lunax can apparently go in the side lane. She can be played as a mage. Beatrix can go in the side lane, can be played as a jungler. She has a retribution right now, so it's possible that she will be going into the jungle. Purple and Koopa being removed off the board by Team Elysian, denying that pick to Team Immovables. And I guess it's going to be a hyper ban most probably by the side of Immovables. Roger would be fair choice. They've gone for Harley as the ban, so Harley is finally taken off the board by Immovables in the second banning phase. It's Team Elysian now who have to answer for the first 3 picks of Team Immovables. I guess they'll be looking for the tank. Most probably they have that Ruby and Paquito, which will go into the side lane. They are going in for the Clint, so it's almost obvious that the Clint will be going in the jungle. It's gonna be Team Immovables now finishing up their draft. They have gone in for that Diggy. Let's see if it's a normal Diggy tank strategy or they're gonna go for a Diggy feed, the first Diggy feed of the tournament. We have to see. Sandy picking up the Freya. Still confusing Team Elysian, because they can go in with the Freya jungle, they can go in with the Beatrix jungle. We have absolutely no idea of. Now the final pick for this draft, Elysian. They need a tank, they need someone to roam. They can play potentially Paquito as their tank, but let's see. They are hovering over to that Rafaela. Yes, they have logged in the Rafaela. So now since they have that Rafaela, they will be looking for that early to mid game. They've got that Eudora, they've got that Rafaela for the movement and quick rotations. Plus, they've got that Clint for that mid to late game insurance. Clint comes online after he gets his first item. That is either an Endless Battle or a Berserker's Fury. So it's gonna take him quite some time. Plus, there's no more early game penetration from Raptor Machete. Oh my god, what am I looking at? It's turn 5 with the Retribution and Sandy Cheeks as well. Is it a horrible mistake from the side of Immovables, or is it some kind of strategy we have absolutely no idea of? We have to see. Okay, so just looking at this draft, it's Team Elysians who are looking quite
Welcome
strong
to
in
Mobile
the early
Legends.
game, but Team Immovables will scale
5
up in
seconds till the
that
enemy
mid
reaches
and
the
late game.
battlefield. Smash them.
Beatrix is standing in the way. Most probably will be seeing a restart. There's the pause request coming in from Team Immovables. Yes, it most probably will be a restart, guys. So just stay tuned with us. Meanwhile, I'll be talking about the draft yet again. Now, since okay, I guess it's Crunchy who has unpaused it. Now, since it's Eudora for the side of Team Elysian, they will be playing little aggressive in the early game. They have even the Rafaela to provide her with the movement speed. So she lacks quite mobility, is little bit slow in rotation, which can be covered up by Rafaela. They got that Clint as well, who is extremely deadly in that mid to late game. He he stacks up, he scales up really well. So it's gonna be Team Immovables who need to watch out for that Clint as well. Plus, Eudora will just delete one person off the map. If you've got no Athena shield into that mid game, then you'll be deleted off the map if you've been caught by that Eudora. We saw in the day one what huge impact that Eudora built. She, as soon as she had the flicker up, she just went and used a flicker, stun, ultimate, and boom, down goes one person from the opponent team. Meanwhile, looking at Immovables, they'll be looking forward to that Eudora as well as Beatrix for the main damage. Freya surely is the jungler. Early game to mid game will revolve around her rotation. But then again, it will be up to Lunux and Beatrix for that mid to late game. So we have to see for that as well. I guess I kinda kept the pause for quite some long time. Unfortunate mistake though. Let's see. I guess it should have been already given a restart to Team Immovable, since Beatrix is AFK right now as well. But nonetheless, we have to continue the match. Clint has taken his buff. Freya will be going for her blue as well. Little Wanderer being prioritized by Team Elysian right now. Bottom lane, Pakito and Lapu Lapu. Pakito is a little low, but in that skirmish, it's going to be Pakito who will win. Yes, that's a surrender. So we are going to see a rematch, guys. We will be having the same draft. We'll be having same picks, same spells. Everything's going to be same. And we will be back yet again. So just stay tuned to the stream. I will not be turning on shield mode, man. It's extremely problematic turning it on and off again and again. So it was a network error. So we're gonna have a rematch. I'm just confirming it. Okay, so yes, we will be having the rematch just as I expected. soon as I join the lobby, I'll be sending the invite link to Crunchy as well. So Crunchy will be here to cast this match with me. Phew. It's taking quite a lot of time today, that's I must say. Okay, I guess I should be audible on the stream right now. I'll be inviting Crunchy. That's not the Crunchy I'm looking for. Copy. Jumping onto Discord. Okay, that's Andy. That's the Crunchy I'm looking for.
Yo, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Okay, we are apparently in the draft right now. Wow, I asked for wait, but then again, forget it. So we are back again in the draft, guys. It's gonna be the same draft. We'll be having some troll bands, so just enjoy it. Crunchy, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, bro, I'm pretty much the same as always.
Okay, so
And like, as y'all can see, guys, it's the amazing bans that are coming out here. The Layla has been banned out so that, Elysian doesn't get that Layla tank pick. While on the other side, Elysian has banned out, that Saber because, like, a Saber can be so frightening at times in teams, can't he? Like, he can go and kill everyone in the enemy team at once. Can't he? He's scared.
yes, absolutely. Layla must be banned just because of the fact that the team which picks Layla definitely secures a win for their side. So always ban a Layla, guys. Always ban a Layla.
Yeah, definitely. Anyways, guys, jokes aside, we're gonna be going to the same draft procedure. We see things like Beatrix, the Clint, the Eudora, the Lapu Lapu, and the Diggy. But of course, it's not the same. It's not the same order as before. So there will be differences. If I remember correctly, like the Diggy was picked last pick, and so was the Beatrix, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Those two were the last two picks. No, Beatrix wasn't the last pick. Beatrix actually was the second pick for Team Immovables. Diggy and I guess, was it Lapu Lapu? Yes, Diggy and Lapu Lapu were the last. No, it was Diggy and Freya. Last two picks for Team Immovables. And by the way, yes, I would like to say that the blue team curse has been lifted, as well as the Eve curse, because the match one was won by the blue team with the Eve composition. So yes, both of those curses have been lifted. So Crunchy, what are your opinions about the draft from both the sides?
Honestly, both the drafts are pretty solid. You can see that, the side of Immovables has picked pretty strong heroes for the side lane, considering that they have the Beatrix, they have the Lapu, which are good lane contesting for the Pakido and the Ruby respectively. Like, the Ruby's gonna have a pretty hard time in lane, considering she's gonna be poked out by the Beatrix a lot in the early stages.
Absolutely, but then again, I'm extremely surprised that Beatrix as well as Freya are running with the Retribution. So Beatrix is going to lose so much farm in the early laning phase.
That's gonna be a major roof, man. Like, wasn't it a disconnection actually that got the Retri into the game?
That is what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. But then again, can't help it right now, because you now have to buy the jungle boots and your farm will be lowered by 70%. They'll be just getting the 30% farm from the minions, but nonetheless, we are in the land of dawn, guys. It's gonna be Team Immovables up against Team Elysian in this match number 3 of Immovables Tournament. Now, it's actually the Immovables Discord League Tournament, but that's way too long for me to say. Look at that. Trinity is actually chunking out quite a lot of HP in the early phase, given that he does not have the Raptor Machete Burst right now. Hello, Crunchy, are you there? Crunchy.
Yup, I'm definitely here. Sorry. And the first blood shall be secured by that Eudora onto the Beatrix. It's pretty unfortunate that she has to, go for that jungle monster over her waves because she has a retribution. I feel like this could have all been. This is really just unfortunate because this could have all been avoided pretty easily. I think we should have honestly given Beatrix the spell change because, giving retribution, it's pretty obvious that the retribution wasn't taken with the intention to go offloading.
I guess so, and look at that, friend. The bot lane chunking a lot of HP out of that Paquito. There's the ultimate as well. Paquito's HP is just one shot, and there's the kill secure. But look at that overextension by that Lapu Lapu. He does not even have his ultimate. You won't be able to get out of the map. You are not a Farsa or a dragon, and that's the trade kill for the Paquito onto the Lapu Lapu by Elysian.
Oof, that was pretty bad for both the laners since they both died. But of course, since considering it's an even trade, I'm pretty sure that maybe one team can start the turtle, maybe take that risk to contest it. Just wait for the laners to go out. But instead, they're both deciding to play it out safely this time around. And you can see everyone's back to their own lane, Flame's back to jungling, Freya's also back to taking her blue buff. And on the mid lane, it seems that the Diggy is trying to, chunk out the Rafaela. But not much connection going in on both of the teams. Diggy trying to get that recall because he does have low mana as of this moment. But of course, we can see that the side of Elysian is gaining way more ground because of that Retribution Beatrix on top lane. That's pretty unfortunate, but can't help it, I guess.
Absolutely, Ruby did manage to make Beatrix return to her base and chunked quite a lot of gold from the turret. And look at that, the way she's freezing the lane. She's level 5. Meanwhile, Beatrix is just level 3 right now. That is the amount of EXP that you lose. And look at that turtle easily. Even though Beatrix is losing her lane, Team Immovables are not losing on to the objectives. They literally took that turtle without any problem, since Freya is very aggressive in that early to mid game.
But they have been seen by the Ruby definitely because Lethal Wanderer's buff was still in effect when the Freya took it. So the Ruby knows that everyone's in her lane, so she's just playing it out safely right now.
Oh, look at that! Don't run that king. Yeah, go on.
As I was saying, what just happened in the top lane? That reverse sweep by that Ruby onto the Diggy was quite unexpected. But of course, Beatrix is low on farm, so I'm not surprised why the Ruby decided to go for that again. Beatrix just trying her best right now to hold her lane while Lapu played safe, securing that entire bush camp by Elysian. There were 4 people on that lane, and Lapu took the right decision to just stay under a star.
Absolutely. And it was apparently Ruby who pulled Diggy into his turret using the ultimate, and that is why Diggy was chunked extremely low. And then again, we know how good Ruby is in that poking department, using a skill 1 for the chase as well as her skill 2 for the crowd control. That's how she apparently managed to secure the kill onto that Diggy. Beatrix is finally almost level 5 right now. It's 5 minutes over, and she will be getting in the farm that she needs from those minions. But look at that, Eudora just jumping in with her skill 1, skill 2, finishing Beatrix off. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, Team Immovables going in for the mirror rotation, securing that turret as well as 1 kill onto the jungler of Team Elysian, that is
Red team
Clint.
turret has been
Whoa! Crunchy mid lane, 2-tier towers taken by Freya. I didn't expect that, and look at the damage. Pakita going in for 2 knockout strike. There's the raging slash of the Lapu Lapu flicker being used up, but catching absolutely no one in his stun.
That was quite a good push by Freya right there. She totally took advantage of the jungler being down from the side of Elysian and totally went in for that Kyojin turret, which is going to be so precious for Immovables, considering that they do have that losing lane because of that retribution. Like, this comes up so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but then again, it's not a big deal for now. Apparently, Beatrix did manage to get the first item in the form of Demon Hunter's Sword, even without the shoes. But now she will be getting the farm that she needs from the lanes. 5 minutes are over. But then again, she needs to get in those stacks of retribution as well.
True, that's true. But honestly, like looking at how she's doing right now, I feel that she'll be able to kill no big deals because now that she's out of that danger zone of having to farm her minions while being under level. Now she can really feel that damage. While in the mid lane, Diggy does get taken down by the Pakido, but the return kill coming from the Freya onto the Eudora, while Ruby jumps into the fray, getting that stun onto the Freya. No mercy as the Freya goes for that triple. GG, well played. Stops at the triple, but that was a team fight well secured by Immovables.
Smart retreat coming in from Clint as well as Rafaela, but what a great aggression coming in from Sandy Chi. See on that Freya is absolutely disastrous for his opponents, isn't he?
True. And I feel that, honestly, like maybe, if now that Beatrix is getting that farm, I think that she's also probably going to have some highlights. I'm not really sure on that.
Well, look at that. Definitely all the lanes now being dominated by Immovables. Even the top lane where Ruby was actually dominating Beatrix in the early game because of the retribution now has to defend her tier 2 just because of the fact that the mid lane of Elysian was apparently losing very badly against Team Immovables. Freya absolutely decimating Elysian's lineup right now. The third turtle going in their favor as well. Contest for the blue buff going on. Freya has backed off already, so I guess that's going to be the sign for the other members of Immovables to retreat. They're not letting that Clint take buff, though he did manage to take it with the retribution finally.
True. But of course, something seems to be it might break out soon in the bot lane. You can see Lapu Lapu is a bit more in the enemy side than his team, but of course he does have the Diggy there to provide vision and just make sure that the enemy are in the place where he wants them to be. Of course, a bit of bush camping there by the Freya. I think they're looking for an engagement, but every member of Elysian is right there in the mid lane, so I don't think they're going to be taking it this time around. But of course, the Lord will be coming up in the next minute or so. So I guess we can stay tuned to what will happen then, because right now Elysian seems intent on not getting out of their base.
Absolutely, because they cannot. They are losing in those team fights. Though it is basically the perfect time for both the teams because they're gonna hit their power spikes right about in a couple of minutes. It's Team Immovables who have already went in with the power spike. Freya is going in for her Blade of Despair. Meanwhile, it's Lapu Lapu already got in his, the Dreadnought armor, the building item for Anticurus, and is going for the BOD as well. Lunox has gotten the Genius and Clock of Destiny. She is going in for the Lightning Truncheon right now. Beatrix with the Hunter Strike as well as the Demon Hunter Sword. Though it is not one of my favorite builds, but then again, it might work out for Term 5. While looking at the farm, but looking at the farm of Immovables, they're actually lagging behind quite a bit. They are 3k behind with Ruby as the 6.4 gold leader, followed by Clint, has got that Endless Battle and Berserker's Fury. So now he'll be dealing
Wait, did you just say Immovables are behind or Elysian?
Elysian are behind. My fault. I guess I must have said Immovables because both of the symbols are almost the same.
True, true. I mean, they're kind of like sister squads, so I guess you can't help it.
Yeah, absolutely. While we were talking about the items and discussing which is Immovables and which is Elysian, Team Immovable secured the Lord right there. So it's gonna be, look at that Diggy being shredded to almost 0 HP. There's the Holy Baptism onto the Freya to stop her aggression. Clint trying to deal quite some damage to that Freya, but she has that shield to protect her. But then again, Clint is being extremely deadly as he has those two items. Lapu Lapu might get caught off position. No, he does not. Lord is in the mid lane. He will hit 2 or 3 shots to the mid lane tower, but he will be taken down without any major problems. That's basically a successful defense coming in from Elysian, because there was absolutely no aggression, no pressure coming in from Team Immovables onto them during the Lord.
True, true. But of course, you have to respect the fact that they had that Clint, they had that Eudora, and mostly the engagement from Immovables is all that Freya. It's not really anybody else that can get any initiation. Diggy can initiate the Lunox, and Lapu was not exactly in a position where he could initiate, and it would be hard nevertheless, considering that Elysian is backed off to their base. It's going to be hard to dive into a base with a melee comp. So I think the Beatrix will need to be the win condition towards the end of this game right now.
Yes, and don't forget that Lunox as shown as she gets in that lightning trunchy, and you can just go in with the Ruby DD combination and shred out enemies, squishy heroes without any problem. And you can even use the flicker to escape out of dire situations, and we know how insane the damage of Lunox gets once she gets in that lightning truncheon and clock of destiny. Tier 2 of the top lane finally falls off. Ruby using ultimate on Diggy. He used his ultimate as well. What a beautiful ultimate of Beatrix, catching in 3 people, and that's gonna be the disengage. Look at the damage of Lunox, absolutely deleting the Paquito off the map. He missed his knockout strike and was caught in by Lunox at the perfect time. The only casualty of that skirmish, Paquito.
True, true. That was really well played by the entire side of Immovables. Lunox got that amazing kill onto Paquito, and while the Beatrix got that really just nutty ultimate onto that entire team of Elysian. 3 people there basically caught in that Beatrix ultimate.
Yes, and 2 of them just low enough for 1 auto attack to finish them, but they did manage to retreat on time. So that's one good thing for Elysian, I must say. Dot will be up in the next 60 seconds. Goal difference still favoring Team Immovables. They are up by 5k, but in my opinion, it's not that much, because now Freya will start to fall off. She has made in that anti-Cuirass just to counter that claim, but now she will surely fall off because of she is the 10k goal lead and she's gotten that level advantage. But then again, we know who the late game is being ruled by. It's Clint, as he has gotten his Berserker's Fury, his Endless Battle, as well as his Wind of Nature. So he can basically stand in front of Freya for 2 straight seconds without any major problems.
True, true. But of course, now Enhanced Lord is coming in. Immovables are more set up for it rather than Elysian. So it might still be an Immovable sided battle.
Yeah, they might take that Lord, but I feel like it's going to be a good defense. A good defense is possible for the side of Team Elysian. They've got all the 3 inhibitors standing. They've got the Ruby for the CC. They've got Clint for the burst damage. They've got Paquito to apparently face tank the damage coming in from the side of Immovables. And he can obviously provide the good CC from his knockout strike. Plus, I must not forget the Eudora. She can apparently delete the person she just catches with her skill too. That is the stun.
True, true. And as we can see right now, the Lord seems to be marching on to the side of the Elysian base, and both the offlaners are clearing their waves and making sure they're lined up for this final attack on the Lord. Freya seems to be a bit behind taking that red buff. Lord has already crashed into the mid lane turret. A lot of HP gone down over there. The turret falls as the Lord also goes down. to the side of Elysian. They have taken that enhanced lore. I'm not really sure what Immovables was doing over there. The Diggy ultimate was used up. Beatrix getting that ultimate onto Clint. Does get in a bit of damage, but it's not really that much. Now they do have the enhanced minions running in from mid lane, but no Hardegate as Ruby does manage to get that run Wolf King onto Lunox. Lunox really bad positioning there as Freya just jumps in alongside the Lapu Lapu. Raging Flash coming in with the ultimate. GG well played, but this time around Eudora does get her lightning strike in as Lapu Lapu falls down to the Clint. Red team, which is Elysian, has lost their inhibitor turret on the bot side, and honestly speaking, throughout this fight, would you, I mean, get it back to you, like, what do you think Immovables really lacked in this situation?
I don't know, man. They're not properly engaging at a proper time. When Lord crashed in the mid lane inhibitor, they needed to go in the top lane push as well as the bot lane push. Bot lane was being pushed by Lapu Lapu, so top lane inhibitor should have been the focus of Immovables, but Freya was busy taking her buff, so she was behind. And there was apparently no one to pressurize that top lane, and Team Elysian managed to defend that Lord easily. And then they came up with a forced engage in the mid lane. Lapu Lapu using his resources, Diggy using his ultimate very early in the fight, and then Freya jumping in between, catching absolutely no one. So that was the forced engage, which was not necessary, and that was because of the impatience of Team Immovables. They want to end it early because they know that Freya will fall off now. It's just gonna be Lunox and Beatrix for the main damage output that's gonna be coming in from their side. Lapu Lapu will
but they still do have their Lunox and Beatrix, don't they? So why don't they... Oh my god, the Freya jumping into the backline onto that Eudora, while Lapu Lapu seems to be the one trying to do the finishing job, and Eudora does fall down to Lapu. The side of Immovables does lose that Diggy, so they do lose their tank, but of course, GG well played that Eudora. Now that the Eudora is down, I think Immovables can safely push on to the enemy base turret. But the waves, of course, are being frighteningly fast by that Clint, who is getting them, who is pretty farmed up. He has a lot of damage, and you know, he doesn't exactly, he can clear waves pretty fast. Like, it's not like he can't. Ruby going for the run Wolf King onto the Lapu Lapu. He does have 4 people on him, does have the flicker as well as the ultimate. Uses it to disengage, as in the next 30 seconds there's going to be another Lord. Again Lapu off position. Rafaela does get the Holy Baptism onto him, along with the run Wolf King from the side of Ruby, who is in the Team Elysian. Lord coming in 20 seconds. Lapu's dead, and this seems to be looking pretty grim for Immovables, as it is a 4v5 for them. Freya jumping in all over again. This seems to be a repeat of the night previously by Beatrix going in for another ultimate. We are forced to retreat as she is pretty low on HP. Does save her immortality. Lunox's damage doesn't seem quite enough for this late game. Beatrix falls down to that Clint. GG, well played by Elysian. Immovables seems to be falling off quite badly, as you said.
absolutely, because you know, in the late game to get in those defense items, and Freya is not the main damage that comes from Freya is because of the fact that she gets... Oh, look at that! Freya apparently deleting the Eudora in front of Team Elysian as well as Clint, though he managed to secure the Lord. Will it be a triple? Rafaela is trying to run. Yes, there comes in the healing from her passive as well. And by passive, I mean the rope item passive. What an ultimate from Ruby! But it's just the Diggy. So, Team Immovables will be looking to end the game from the mid lane right away. But they are forced to retreat. Look at that Ruby landing yet another ultimate. It's in the previous 5 ultimates, she always managed to catch at least one member of Team Immovable. She's playing extremely good and being really impactful in this game, I must say.
True. But honestly, you have to give a lot of credit to Freya for carrying this game so far. Like, Beatrix does have that retribution, did have that farm difference in the early. You know, Lunox is not really getting in that much damage, not even that much teamfight participation. And look at that, Beatrix also is suffering a lot in terms of KDA. So just Freya, like, she's even though you say that she's fallen off, it's still her that's doing a lot of the job, isn't she?
Yes, absolutely. She knows her target. She's jumping in for that Eudora. She knows that as soon as Eudora loses her stun and without her flicker, she's basically a stack of gold. So she's going in for the right target, and as soon as Freya is down, the next target goes for
Blue
Clint.
team turret has been
Mid lane
destroyed.
tier 1 finally down for Immovables Elysian, trying their best to get in those lanes to get back in the game. Apparently they are. Look at the farm difference. It's just 300 gold. That is all. Not even 300. All just 250 gold or something. They have gotten back into the game, and it's the late game. It's the arena of Clint. All he needs is one good positioning, and they need to catch Freya off guard one time, and they'll be good to go.
True, true. A lot of work is being done by the Freya in this game, honestly. Like, I'm not really seeing much being done, by the Beatrix, by the Lapu, It's mostly just engagement by the Freya, and of course Diggy and Lunox can't really engage. So, of course, I wouldn't exactly blame them for it. Again, another ultimate coming out from Beatrix. Suncow going in by Eudora alongside an ultimate, but Diggy does have his own ultimate to respond to that one. Lapu has pushed the top lane, but this seems to be looking to be a 20 plus minute game, as Elysian is trying to get their jungle. Already, both sides have almost full builds, so it's going to be looking pretty hard for Immovables, considering that their carriers already, their late game carries have not really scaled to such a big extent. And and it's mostly just Freya doing the heavy lifting even now.
Yeah, it's Lapu is basically the tank for the side of Team Immovables, because apparently there's no one to stand in front of Elysian, so that job has to be completed by Lapu. So we can't really blame him, but then again, Lunox need to check in her positioning, and so does Beatrix. They're being picked off position extremely, not extremely, they're being picked off position quite a lot. Look at that, the skirmish in the mid lane. Rafaela using her flicker to escape the wrath of Freya and Lunox. The disengage from their
Wait,
side.
what? I was just seeing that conceal mass use, a pretty puzzling use of it, but then I just saw Lunox, just charging into the enemy. Not really sure what she was doing there, but okay, I guess. But I mean, the entire team seems to have disengaged after that. Conceal mass has been used by Diggy, so they don't really have that anymore in rotation. And as you said, Lunox and Beatrix are getting picked out quite a lot by the enemy. I'm not really sure whether it's their fault, or maybe because they don't really have a solid tank to peel for them, as the Diggy is forced to use his ultimate to get Elysian off his back. There goes he down, as the Lord is taken by the side of Immovables this time around. You can see the Lapu going in with the ultimate, Lunox going in with the light ultimate, not really getting much done over there, but GG, well played. Immovables has secured the Lord at the cost of Beatrix, while on the other side, it's the Clint that was the casualty for the side of Elysian.
Absolutely. Pakito was basically chasing a Diggy. I don't know what the reason was for that. Diggy is the tank. He must not be the one you should be targeting. You should be going in for Lunox, because she is extremely vulnerable to Pakito. Pakito basically hard counters a Lunox, and that is something that I personally have done. So if you manage to land in one good knockout strike, you will finish off Lunox, as long as you've gotten either a Oracle or an Athena. But look at that in the mid lane. Lord is marching down. Pakito chunked out very low. He has to retreat in his base. Top lane turret will be the next target most probably. Look at that. Lord is in the base. Finally, Eudora's ultimate has been bruised. So does Ruby's. And Diggy went in with his ultimate to provide his teammate the backup that he needs. Look at that. Lunox with the Chaos Assault. Lapu has been finished off. But look at the HPs of both the teams. There's the unstoppable of the Ruby with yet another beautiful ultimate. Freya's immortality has been popped up, but the base was being targeted by minions and has been finished off. The minions did the job for Immovables, I must say. What a match, Crunchy.
Really, like that was like I think that Freya should go get a back massage after this, because he really carried the pace of the game. GG, well played, Sandy. Like like he's a true MVP of today.
Absolutely, man. The war axe on this fray are working very good, I must say. Look at that. Even Ruby did extremely good job going strong 715, tanking 27% of the damage while dealing 24% herself. I feel like Eudora could not manage to land in good ultimates as well as stuns onto priority targets, which apparently resulted in the crushing defeat of Team Elysian. I wouldn't say crushing though because they were doing pretty good in that late game. But then again, the Clint was being targeted quite a lot. He was being caught off position. Rafaela was managing to land in quite decent holy baptisms, but Clint was losing his life quite a lot. He was being caught off positioned as well. Meanwhile, GG game Sandy, awesome gameplay coming in from you, and even the bone collector, the Ruby for the side of Team Elysian played extremely well. Good game to both of the teams. It's Team Immovables for the win and a defeat for Team Elysian. That will be it for the night, guys. We will see you back tomorrow again with 3 more interesting matches in the Immovables League tournament. So make sure to join up tomorrow. This is it from me, Skadiet, and my co-caster Crunchy. Signing off for now. Good night.
Good night to you all.